Welcome back to the Twilight Zone. Friends, this time you see before you not one, not two, but three groups of people. Here in the Twilight Zone, we refer to them as Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Why reinvent the wheel? This time I will need your help to discover which of these three groups shall be caught in the vortex of the Twilight Zone's mysteries for episode 2. I will count to 3. So be quiet. On the count of 3, kindly shout out either 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, 3! I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. All right, clearly we're going to have to do this in a different way. You, ma'am. What is your name, please?
Carol.
Carol. May I impose upon you to stand up? Carol, and just Carol. When I count to 3, in the loudest voice you've ever used, I want you to shout out either 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, 3!
Two!
Thank you very much. I heard 1. All right. It's Group 2. Now, Group 2 will be caught in the center of our story today. And in our last story, we already explored the mysterious stranger. And that means we need to pick a new car. And that means we need a new volunteer from the audience. And that means it needs to be, yes, you. Kindly join me on stage. What is your name?
Genevieve.
Genevieve. Did you hurt your hands or are you just cool?
The second one?
You're just cool. How old are you, Genevieve?
11.
11 years old. You are very brave to join us on stage here in the Twilight Zone, Genevieve. Genevieve, do you gamble? You don't know what that is?
No?
Clearly you're here with a grown-up.
That one over there.
Yes. Do you know what gambling is? Good. All right, Genevieve. Kindly pick one of these cards.
The middle one looks fine.
That was the best one. Show it to the audience. Read it out loud.
Secret.
Almost as loud as Carol. Very well done, Genevieve. You may return to the audience. Yes, it's a secret. At some point, a secret shall become deeply important to the story in which these characters find themselves. But I will hold off on discovering what the secret is until a little bit later in our story. In the meantime, to get these characters started, it's going to begin with this character shouting out some first opening line of dialogue. I would like someone to tell me what is that opening line of dialogue, and I would like that person to be you, sir. Hello. What is your name?
My name is Vela.
Bela, thank you for joining us today. Bela, what line of dialogue shall begin the play? And remember, what you say now will be the dependent factor on whether all these people enjoy themselves. What is the opening line of dialogue, sir?
My dog died.
That is the best line of dialogue second episode of the Twilight Zone. Fido is dead.
My dog! My dog died! Diane! Not Fido! 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 Oh, Genevieve! If Mom were still alive, she'd be crying with us. She loved him just like we did. You know, the last moment I had with him, I just held his paws. And I looked deep into his eyes. And I told him, Fido, Fido, we love you. Fido, we love you forever. Did you mention me? I said, Genevieve. And I love you. And then he was gone.
I just came from the pet cemetery. It's all taken care of now.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
I don't know how I'm going to get through without him.
We can get you another dog.
Mark, you don't understand. Fido was more than a dog, right, Genevieve?
He was more than a dog. You know what? This is why I never liked you marry my sister in the first place.
I'm the one who gave her the dog as a pet to begin with. I didn't mean to sound insensitive. I don't handle these things very well.
Yet you gave her the dog years ago, before you were married to my sister. I liked you back then.
Genevieve, please, just try to calm down. Mark, I'm sorry I exploded.
I'm sorry I didn't think twice before I spoke.
Oh, darling, please forgive me.
Of course, forgive me.
Sometimes grief just overwhelms me. And I never thought I would lose him. I never thought he was going to leave me. Oh, Mark.
I won't leave you.
Please, never leave me.
Never.
Never.
Okay, enough. You know, I could use a little nurturing too here. When you guys were away for all those years, who watched Fido? Who watched Fido while Mom was ill?
Well,
Me.
You did, yes.
So Fido was my companion during that really hard time of my life.
Do you know what got us through that?
Bourbon?
You? You want one?
Yes, please.
Genevieve, thank you. Thank you for getting us through Mom's illness. And thank you for watching Fido. You are a lifesaver. Mark?
Yes, I echo those sentiments, Genevieve.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
One moment, please. We need to make a toast to Fido. Fido Alexander Beatrice Cornwall.
To toast to those wet kisses.
Those midnight licks. Oh, not like that, Mark. No. My toes.
Are we still talking about Fido?
We're talking about Fido. Okay, come on. Genevieve, give him. Let's hear something good about Fido.
To those nights that Fido slept next to me when I had no one else.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Fido.
Well,
I don't know what the next steps are. Do we do a funeral service? I mean,
well, his ashes are ready at the pet cemetery, so.
I think we should invite everybody.
Even Dad?
3 people. Mark, Genevieve, and Rover. Her nickname was Rover, of course. Her real name was Patricia. But all her life, she had only one love, one shaped hole in her heart, and that was the shape of a dog. She loved that dog. Oh, the others were fond of it as well. But she loved it more. Because a dog, as you know, is a person's best friend. And dogs are the very manifestation of the human trait of loyalty. But now that that dog is missing from the lives of these 3 people, they will discover what happens when loyalty is suddenly absent. As deeply as they wish to retrieve it, as many signs on telephone poles as they put up, looking for their lost loyalty, they will not be able to find it until they visit the pet cemetery in the Twilight Zone.
I'll go get the ashes from the pet cemetery today.
I think we should take those flyers down.
I'll do that too. I'll be back in a few hours.
I never thought Fido would run off like that, the way he did.
You didn't? Really? You know Fido didn't like Mark.
Genevieve, you know what you're doing right now? It's called projection. You're projecting your dislike onto Fido. Fido, in my opinion, loved Mark the way that I love Mark.
Don't therapize me.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a new thing, I know, psychotherapy. I was reading an article about it in Good Housekeeping. They talked about all of the things that go through the human psyche. Oh gosh, there's so many. But I did identify a couple of you. There was a quiz. Something like
Like a crossword?
it was like a multiple choice. I did it for you, Genevieve.
And what did it say?
It said that you're lonely, self-obsessed. I forget what the other one was. It started with a B, but I can't remember. Anyway, all of those things can be modified. Genevieve, why are you looking at me like that? What's wrong with you?
I'm sad. You took everything from me, all of our lives. You always had to have the boy. You always had to have even the dog. You always had Dad's attention. You know, sisters could be loyal to each other. Where was that, like, sisterly camaraderie? You always chose other people over me, and might I say, of the opposite gender.
Genevieve, I need to retake that test. Somebody at the door. Hello?
Hello, I'm a detective in the local police department. May I enter?
Do you have a badge or anything?
Yes, I do, right here.
Okay, come on in.
Detective Peterson.
Hi, I'm Patricia, but people call me Rover.
It's nice to meet you, Patricia.
My sister, Genevieve.
It's nice to meet you as well.
Detective, what?
Do you have a dog named Fido?
Oh my God! What do you? We had one. Yes, we just lost him. We just lost him, and we're about to prepare a ceremony for him. Yes, we're going through a hard time.
I'm afraid to tell you something. You see, I'm a special type of detective in the police department. I specialize in pet homicide.
What? Are you saying?
Yes, that's right. Fido was not just killed. He was murdered.
What?
Oh my God.
Who would do such a thing?
Well, if my detective skills tell me right, and I've been doing this a long time, it was someone in this household.
Like right